Hi, I'm Sachintha, Kodikara. I'm a member of the Sustainable Development Goals. I'll be explaining you how Sustainable Development Goals started. It all started with something called Millennium Development Goals. I'll give you an introduction to Millennium Development Goals now. In September 2000, leaders of 189 countries gathered at the United Nations headquarters and signed the historic Millennium Declaration, which was a declaration called the Millennium Development Goals. Leaders committed to achieving a set of 8 measurable goals that range from eradicating extreme poverty and hunger to promoting gender equality and reducing child mortality by the target date of 2015. So this was, in summary, this was a set of goals made from 2000 to 2015. As you can see, these are the 8 goals. So first goal is eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. Second goal is achieve universal primary education. Third goal was to promote gender equality and empower women. Fourth goal was to reduce child mortality. Fifth goal was to improve maternal health. And the sixth goal was to combat HIV/AIDS, malaria and other diseases. Goal 7 was to ensure environmental sustainability, and goal number 8 was to develop a global partnership for development. So these were the 8 goals that was made for the world's development from 2000 to 2015. Considerable progress was made regarding the Millennium Development Goals. The world achieved the first MDG. They were able to halve the poverty rate. It was a very good progress. However, the achievements were uneven. So they had to make another plan for what they are going to do after 2015, because they could not achieve all the goals. We could not, as a world, achieve all the goals. So MD, and also another problem was that MDGs were supposed to end in 2015. So we had to bring something else to continue this process. This what we have brought up with Millennium Development Goals. So discussion post 2015 was started, where they talked about what to do for future. And in here, they in this discussion post discussion, it was called the post 2015 discussion. Here they focused on building a sustainable world where environmental sustainability, social inclusion and economic development are equally valued. So they wanted to put this also inside to make them equally with the goals which were there in Millennium Development Goals. So in 2012, they galvanized a process to develop a new set of goals, and this set of goals was called the Sustainable Development Goals, and they planned this set of goals starting from 2015 to 2030. So this set of goals were made to carry the momentum already given by the Millennium Development Goals, because we already did something. The world was already done with something called Millennium Development Goals, and we achieved we got a good progress. So the world wanted to continue this. So this Sustainable Development Goals was created to continue the momentum, to carry on the momentum generated by the Millennium Development Goals. Something special with this Sustainable Development Goals compared to Millennium Development Goals was that civil society organizations, citizens, scientists, academics and private sector from around the world were all actively engaged in this process. This means these SDGs were made, Sustainable Development Goals were made from after getting ideas and thoughts from all around the world, people from all around the world. So activities were held, activities were done to collect ideas and from people about what they need, what their problems are. So a lot of activities were done, such as thematic and national consultations, and surveys were done by the United Nations Development Group. So many things happened around the world to get this Sustainable Development Goals set up. So, and also specialized panels were also held like simultaneously to these activities. Specialized panels were also held, and they provided ground to facilitate intergovernmental discussions. So this was all activities, and these specialized panels were all to get ideas and thoughts from, and to get to know what the people's problems were from all around the world. So then the United Nations Secretary General presented a synthesis of the results of these consultation processes. That is, from these activities and from these specialized panels and consultations, what they gathered, the information they gathered, the United Nations Secretary General presented a synthesis of these results of these consultation processes. So in July 2014, the United Nations General Assembly Open Working Group proposed a document containing 17 goals. So this document containing 17 goals was a summary of all what the from around the world, the problems from around the world collected together, and they made it into a summary, and they made it to 17 goals, and they put it forward for the General Assembly's approval. And the General Assembly's approval was they put it forward in September 2015 to get the approval for Sustainable Development Goals. And yes, obviously Sustainable Development Goals were approved by 193 countries. So let's take a look at what included these 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So as you can see, this is goal number 1, which is no poverty. Next is goal number 2, zero hunger. Goal number 3, good health and well-being. As you can see, this is kind of the same to Millennium Development Goals, but here we have 17 goals. As you go from, you'll see what's the difference. 4th is quality education. 5th is gender equality. This was also there in Millennium Development Goals. And clean water and sanitization, this was something new. 7th is affordable and clean energy, also something new. Decent work and economic growth. 9th is to industry, innovation and infrastructure. 10th goal is reduce inequalities. And 11th goal is sustainable cities and communities. 12th is responsible consumption and production. So these some of these are very new goals after this lot of effort from around the world. These goals were introduced. So 13 is climate action. It's been a very big problem from 2015 itself. So 14th is life below water, and 15th is life on land, and 16th is peace, justice and strong institution. This was also something new. And yes, as this was also there in Millennium Development Goals, partnerships for the goals. So talking more about Sustainable Development Goals. Sustainable Development Goals is a set of, to give you a brief summary of Sustainable Development Goals. Sustainable Development Goals is a set of 17 goals approved by 193 countries at the United Nations General Assembly. And this not only consists of 17 goals, and when you divide the 17 goals, they have when you categorize them, they have 169 targets. That means under each goal there are different targets to be achieved. So this is a brief introduction to Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you for listening. I hope you got an understanding of how Sustainable Development Goals were introduced. Thank you.